country. But at the end of the day, it has to be an American renaissance. And we got to get serious about somehow increasing the interactivity of knowing who everyone is that represents you. And we got to get it to where Congress is legitimately scared that if they don't do the will of the people, we are organized enough to vote them out. And when we start doing that, we will get people that actually are representing us and trying to do the job that we sent them there to do. So I just wanted to add that to the conversation. I love all these people on this panel. I had to come up here and thank you for letting me speak, Diligent.
Did he just rug or was it me? Paul, 100% behind, 100% you're behind your renaissance, bro. I agree with every single thing you just said. Go ahead, Sally.
I agree with a lot with what Paul is saying, but also we've got to do what the Democrats did. We have to become the government. We have to either, if you are a lawyer, become a lawyer, or put yourself in a position of power. Become a teacher, become a secretary, get involved with the election process. We have to become the government like the Democrats did, we have to get people motivated to vote. I wanted to add one thing before Paul spoke. I don't know if you guys realize this, but under the definition of a cartel, NGOs, a lot of them as they are structured, follow under that same definition as a cartel. So I'm curious, no one's really talked about that, but some of these NGOs could go down the same way that the cartels could go down.
Yeah, no, I agree. We were talking about solutions earlier. I think that we need to treat this organized crime, this organized terrorist network, because that's what it is. These riots are funded by these NGOs. That's organized crime. That's an organized terrorist network. Once we start holding them legally accountable, they start seizing assets and throwing these fuckers in jail, RICO cases and all that. I want to see the AG get creative and dealing with this. That's what I want to see. If they're breaking the law, if they're funneling money around to subvert the will of the American people and break the law, they're facilitating these riots, which is clearly against the law. Then we need to hold them accountable, and I think that's a good place to start as far as the NGOs go. All right,
Hey, Diligent,
Jennifer.
So diligent, can I just hold on one
Yeah,
second?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was going to give you the last word, Jennifer.
oh,
Make sure
I'll
you
wait.
guys
It's
are all
okay.
make sure you guys are all following my speakers. These guys have all been a badass. Anthony Aguero up here. He is a independent border journalist. He's always stuck his neck out. He was working with he's working with angel families right now. People who have families who are dealing with the violence of migrants and have lost.
We don't give up our
What?
freedom for
o-
security. Sorry.
Okay, for within 48 hours, you'll be able to actually take out every single person because they're gonna actually be so weak because they're not gonna be feeling anything. That's all wait and see game, and you cordon off the whole area. You can take out every single one of them without actually taking them on. It's very
I mean,
simple.
that's what they're doing right
Okay,
now. They're cordoning off areas of
All right,
LA right now.
okay,
all
okay.
right, all
Then
right,
quick.
Karam. I don't want Karam. I really am out of time.
Just give me last 30 seconds on the second point.
20 seconds.
Okay, in order to actually have a medium term solution, you have to actually come together, and that the where it should be done is in the hill should
No,
be able to actually
no,
do
we
that.
have people who illegally took an election in
Fine. Okay.
2020 and was an occupying force in our government for 4 years. We don't
Appreciate you,
negotiate with
Karam.
terrorists.
All right,
Appreciate you,
thank you,
Karam.
ma'am.
I appreciate you. All right, let's go to Paul and
I'll be
then
quick.
Liz, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Diligent. I'll be real fast. I just wanted to add, and I appreciate the panel agreeing with me, but if anyone in the listeners thinks or doesn't agree with what I had to say, understand this. What did the Biden administration do over the last 4 years? They let in over 20 million people, if not more than that, into our country illegally. Part of the reason you could say is replacement theory and votes and all that. But part of it is to avoid exactly what I'm talking about. It's harder to have an American renaissance if you have 20 million people that have not even been properly assimilated and have no idea or understand what it even means to be American. So that just goes to show you they fear us, or at least they don't fear us right now, but they know if we do what I'm saying, we got to get into spaces like this with Diligent, what Jennifer's doing with American Mission. These are the solutions. So I encourage you, tell your friends, get on X, get informed, and be a part of this conversation so that we can organize properly. And because information moves faster here than anywhere else that I've ever seen. So thanks again, Diligent. I just wanted to add that part.
Thanks, brother. Go ahead. whoever was next. I can't see.
I
Liz.
actually just, yeah, I actually just wanted to say goodnight. It was a great space for what I listened to. And, it's really unfortunate what is happening in America right now. However, I do see a lot of these people stepping up to the plate. That is to say, the people in the Trump administration that I didn't think for a second would be so fiery. But here we are. And thankfully, the National Guard, I believe, and the Marines are in control. Am I correct?
Well, the LAPD has moved in.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
sent in the Marines, and I believe the National Guard is still out there.
Mm. Yeah. That's good
It
to
does.
hear.
It does look like they're winding things down, though, and things seem
Mm.
to be winding down across the board, which is exactly what we need to see. Now, don't forget, we do have this no king. This no
Yes, I
king.
saw that. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. On
Yes.
the
And
14th.
y- yes, I saw that. And you know what, guys? This is interesting because one of the people behind this is no other than that awful bitch, Randy Weingartner. Literally, John Denver is making a comeback for the No Kings event. I just couldn't believe it. This is so terrible. She's such a communist. So, anyways, was saying that, yeah, be vigilant when it comes to these people. They want you to fight back. And just know that the people that are starting these riots, they have free legal services and they're going to be let out of prison in within the 24 hours. You are not, right? That's the trap. So it would be my advice to not even get involved and let the rightful people take control of the situation because it's going to be a repeat of what has happened before. So, anyways, yeah, all eyes on June 14th. It's unbelievable. Even the Hollywood celebrities are behind this. So disgusting. Just when you couldn't hate them even more. And then you see this. So, anyways, was saying that I was just wanted to say goodnight to you guys. And I was just listening to some Rumble videos and some Alex Jones. You could probably hear it in the background. You hear that?
Well, Liz, you bring up such an important point on the June 14th thing because there is like a
Yes.
confluence of events happening, right? So not
Yes,
only
that's
is it
right.
the No Kings, you have Flag Day, you have the
Yes, yes,
250th anniversary of the Army, and you have
yes,
Donald Trump's birthday, right? And
yes.
so and the big
This is
military
multifactorial.
parade in
Hmm.
DC, right? So we're gonna
Hmm.
have people out for Flag Day and just violence, guys, is never the answer.
So
And
what
like
you're gonna want, yeah. So what you're gonna want to look for in this situation are the sleeper cells that have been planted very strategically over the past few years. We know that they're everywhere. And again, not participating and in their madness is the winning way. And unfortunately, it is on the day that you stated with multiple events happening, right? So we know that they chose this for a reason. So with saying that, I really hope that all goes well on June 14th because I mean, you know, this is something that people have been looking forward to for a long time. And having the communists come in and ruin it, well, of course they are, right? So again, we can hope that it isn't too chaotic and there isn't too much rioting. So with saying that, it could have been a lot worse, guys, right? Right?
Yeah,
Imagine if it was Harris right now. How awful. How awful. Like this would like what's happening in LA would be happening in every state, everywhere, probably except for Florida.
I think that a swift response and a mass rejection,
Yes.
in BLM, there it wasn't a mass rejection. It was rejected by some. The silent majority didn't reject it
Yes.
loudly, but this time they're no longer silent. The corporations aren't getting behind it. It's not going to be well funded in the regards to like the public openly supporting it, like they did with BLM.
Hmm.
There's
Hmm.
just there's just not political
The
support.
fatigue is there. The fatigue is there. Nobody buys
Yep,
it. It's not
exactly.
2020 anymore.
Exactly. Yep.
And we know that the USAID funding has been cut. So now they're laundering the money through Act Blue and other organizations generally associated with Soros. We see Bernie Sanders also involved with this one. And, it's full force communism. They're fighting back. And the best way to defeat the communists, like you said, you just can't give them the time of day. And they're not going to stop. So, it becomes very complicated because they're so relentless. And I'm watching videos of it right now, the riots downtown. And again, we're dealing with what we call the Cloward Piven strategy. These are Obama communists. Karen Bass is a communist from Cuba. She trained in Cuba under Castro. These are the things that regime media is not talking about. These are the things that you would only learn on this platform. So, we should all be thankful for that. So with saying that, I know it's very late and I know that you want to get going. It's 2:15 in the morning in Canada. And, I've got a few hours of documentaries to watch still. So with saying that, thank you so much, Diligent. And if you're not following Diligent, please do so. And please follow Mega Voice, my bestest friend in the whole entire world. You can't go wrong with following these two. And again, thank you for listening to this Space on X. And I'm really grateful. Again, I can't say this enough that President Trump won, because if he didn't, this whole situation would be 1,000 times worse and we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I'd probably be in prison. So, with saying that, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate your company. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Much appreciated. Make sure you guys are following her. Yeah. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna wrap up. I just pulled in to get gas, and I think I might be in Nevada. I'm not really sure. I'll find out in a minute, I guess. It's probably good to know which state you're in. I feel like I'm not in California anymore. My kid thought California was kind of how would you describe it? Huh? She says California is ghetto, and my kid's a sweetheart. She thinks California is ghetto, and I have to agree with her. The only part we didn't think was ghetto was the redwoods, and that's only because there weren't many people there. So, anyways, thank you guys. Keep following us. Follow everybody up stage. We'll see you next time. If you are coming in late, you can listen to this tomorrow or later on. It's recorded, and all of my spaces can be found in the highlights section of my profile. And we will be doing more spaces. As soon as I get back from this trip, I'm going to be doing spaces just about every day. I'm going to be tripling down on content and focusing on all of my X posting and trying to build up spaces as a community. Put a lot of effort into that, and not just myself, but other hosts as well. So I'll see you guys soon. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
vugana wenda tukagira ikiganiro cyanjye hagati yanjye
batanu uwo mwana bamubwiye
hari ndahopinga ko Kabila atatwishe. Kabila yaratwishe, yaratumaze.
Esha kumugira inama byibura ajya avuga, esha kumugira inama byibura ajya avuga.
Umva bene ibyo budu
Ziriya nkambi
yawa sasa yawa Nyasaye nini yasachil kama watu wakwenywa wataki ukule. Unajua naota kitu bwana, niko kwa milima nateremuka ni nini baya una sauti kama naona mayai imepasuka hapa. Lenza sina kuangalia. Watu wa kwetu gani kwa mayai unatepepazua mayai, kwani wewe uko hapa peke yako huwezi concentrate na mayai mbili. By accident bwana unapasua mayai chini ya kutajua tu ya kutafuta mtu mdomo. The big question wewe uko hapa na sahani peke yako unafikiria nini? Sasa unadhani mimi naweza pasua mayai nikipenda? Sasa hivi mbona unapasua mayai? Unajua mimi naota ni kama niko hizo yok yawa. Naota ni kama naanguka chini, kumbe mayai yangu ndio inaanguka. Wewe ndio hiyo wewe ndio umeleta ndoto ya. Mbona unamwaga unaanguka mayai? Wewe ndio ndoto ya ibilisi. Kwa hiyo hakuna ibilisi hapo kwa mayai. Wewe ndio nilijua watu wa kwenye wataka kubadilisha maneno. Don't exchange the word. Hakuna exchange. Which say what are you doing? Yaani unaota kitu watu wa kwenye wanakuonyesha kitu inafanyika na kumbe inafanyika. Kuna kitu mbaya, kumbe wewe unapasua mayai hapa. Sasa mimi naweza pasua mayai. Sasa ukisai pasua utakula hiyo mdomo yako yenye unajua. Unapasua mayai kwenda na uwezi concentrate na kitu kidogo kama mayai. Watu wa kwenye wataki nikae kwa hii nyumba. Wewe ndio unataka tuishi na wewe kwa ndoa. Kama mayai moja mbili ndio uwezi kuangalia. Unafikiria vitu zako hapa na kwa
unadhani mimi naweza pasua kitu kama napenda?
Kwani hii mayai ulikuwa unaangalia nini kila saa kwa simu na kwa TikTok?
Kwa simu. Mimi si kwa simu.
Tu concentrate na kitu imenunuliwa na pesa.
Sasa mayai moja ndio
Bwana unapasua mayai, unaivadia na dustbin na bado unaweza ichota hapa. Unafagia ya nini?
Sasa kitu ishaanguka chini unataka niokote tukule yawa. Hizo ni sasa
mimi hizo hasara sitaenda. Hii maisha kila kitu lazima uconcentrate madam. Sio kila kitu ni easy. Not everything is easy. Mtu amenunua mayai sasa hii imepanda bei.
Yawa. Wacha kunipigia kelele juu ya mayai moja. Mayai si unaweza nipatia 15 bob.
ariko free nta wabyanze kandi wumve ko nta n'umuntu ikibazo jewe nabonye je niba mbone
Zuzu at least ingeona mayai inaanguka ianze kucheka nisikie. That is vala si unafanya kitu unajua ati nitafute mdomo.
Sasa nadhani naweza pasua.
Mapenzi ya ujinga sitaki. Unapima mapenzi yangu ati nione kama atakasirika nibembeleze. Nikupembeleze nini? Sinilete mdomo mimi. This is uligani.
Yawa. Sasa ni
kuki mudashimishwa no kumubona abanyamahirwe yakuye gukora kuri stage nziza, kuki mudashimishwa no kumubona upcoming yazamutse, kuki mudashimishwa no kuba hano muri kwashiva reference.
ariko free nta wabyanze kandi wumve ko nta n'umuntu ikibazo jewe nabonye je niba mbone bikubajijeho niba ko nabonye ko abitwa umutinganyi bita Jihad yagiye avuga ko ngo waje kugira ngo nibihe byiza no mu buriri iso ndavuga ndaza kukubaza wenda niba byarabayeho kugira ngo usobanurire abantu batabashije wenda kuba babyakira nkuko wenda bakuzi cyangwa se wenda icyo bagukundira ukumva rero ikibazo nuko ngewe gushaka kumbleminga nka hari yo bivuze
naona ni kama naanguka chini kumbe mayai yangu ndio inaanguka.
Oya ngemba mbariza abantu batari ubashe kubona access kuri wowe kubaza nyine mbaza nk'umuntu urimo arabariza abandi.
Bata kubadilisha maneno. Don't change the words. What are you doing?
Nanashimira Imana ko bayigize ko ibizo ko batagenze neza n'ababyeyi ko birinze.
Ubona se byaratewe n'iki kugira ngo bagere ngo naho ngo wasabye nakuburaza.
Wewe ndio unataka tuishi na wewe kwa ndoa. Kama mayai moja mbili ndio uwezi kuangalia. Unafikiria vitu vyako hapa na kwa
wewe. Mimi naweza pasua kitu kama napenda.
Kwani hii mayai ulikuwa unaangalia?
Manage this one. Marry my son.
Hello?
Hey, Mary. Habari ya leo?
Nzuri.
The back heel, it's opened up Messi. Messi scores. This is Barcelona in Hollywood mode. Here come Barca going forward through Neymar. Was played to Suarez. Suarez takes it.
Democrats. So keep that in mind. Number two, I can't tell you how many
tear gassing and all that. Military has the
So, it becomes very
hizo yok yawa
No, naona ni kama naanguka chini, kumbe mayai yangu ndio inaanguka.